The night air was thick with anticipation, the kind that sent a chill down your spine before anything even happened. The kind that whispered that something was coming, something not of this world. In the sleepy town of Glen Hollow, Halloween had always been a small-town tradition. Paper pumpkins, kids in costumes, and the usual spooky stories passed around campfires. But this Halloween, everything changed. Because this year, something or someone crossed over. And it all started with a strange frequency only a handful could hear. Ambironaut's special presence, a signal that reached beyond the veil separating reality from imagination. Jacob Reeves was a digital explorer and an urban legend chaser with a niche YouTube channel called Pixel Haunts. His latest curiosity was a forgotten Halloween broadcast, supposedly aired only once decades ago. A strange VHS titled Ambironaut's Special Presence, Halloween Haunting Foot the Nightmare Before Christmas had surfaced on the dark web, with a warning etched in white ink, play only on All Hallows Eve. Naturally, Jacob couldn't resist. He knew this was the kind of gold content his channel needed. A little creep, a little nostalgia, and a touch of Jack Skellington. What could go wrong? He set up the camera, adjusted the lighting in his retro-themed studio, and hit record. "All right, Hauntlings," he said to his audience. "This one's for the true believers. I found something rare, so rare I might regret it." The tape clicked into the player. Static filled the screen. Then, without warning, it shifted into animation, not the cheerful claymation from Tim Burton's classic, but something darker. A muted version of Halloween Town appeared, drained of its whimsical colors, now tinted in grays and eerie blues. Jack stood at the town center, his stitched mouth quivering as he whispered, "They're coming." Suddenly, Jacob's screen blinked and the lights in his studio flickered. He reached for the remote but found his hand frozen midair, paralyzed. The room grew cold. On screen, Jack turned his hollow eyes toward the camera. "You've opened the door," he said. "You brought them here." Then came the laughter, high-pitched, distorted, as if every ghost in every Halloween story had found a voice. It wasn't just a broadcast anymore. It was a bridge. From that moment on, Jacob's life unraveled into a horrifying symphony of glitches and hauntings. Every time he tried to shut off the tape, it restarted itself. His dreams were invaded by twisted versions of beloved characters, Sally with her stitches unthreading, Oogie Boogie unraveling like an old burlap sack filled with screeching beetles, Zero trailing a red mist instead of his usual cheerful glow. Each night blurred the line between dream and waking. Each day brought another crack in reality. Halloween Town had changed. In this broadcasted version, it wasn't about mischief and music. It was a decaying realm, starved of joy. Jacob learned from snippets within the video that the broadcast was a cursed mirror dimension, created when a fan tried to digitally remake The Nightmare Before Christmas using AI and forbidden code during a full moon eclipse. The result? A haunted simulation that needed real-world hosts to exist. Viewers weren't just watching, they were feeding it. Jacob wasn't the only one. Across forums, he found others, streamers, gamers, horror vloggers, all plagued by the same signal, all of whom had watched the Ambironaut special. Some vanished without a trace. Others uploaded cryptic goodbye videos, mumbling about Jack finding his way in. One girl, barely 16, live-streamed her final moments as her screen distorted and she whispered, "Halloween Town isn't fiction. It's a warning." He tried destroying the tape. Fire, water, magnet. Nothing worked. The more he tried, the more alive the characters became in his world. One night, Jack himself appeared, not cute and poetic, but tall, broken-boned, and wrapped in shadows. His fingers were like glass shards, clicking as he moved. "We were forgotten," Jack said. "We were pixelated out of memory. But you remembered, and that makes you ours." Now, Jacob barely left his room. Cameras were everywhere, not to vlog, but to document. Strange glyphs appeared on his walls, written in glowing orange like molten code. Sometimes, he heard Christmas music slow reversed into demonic chants. He traced the code from the broadcast, hoping to find a digital kill switch. Instead, he uncovered something worse, a countdown embedded into the final frame. It read, "When this reaches 0, the door stays open forever." October 31st, 11:58 p.m. Jacob sat in front of the screen, eyes bloodshot, fingers trembling as he live-streamed for his followers, what he believed would be the last Ambironaut transmission. "If you see this," he begged, Do not look for the tape. Do not play the signal. Halloween Town is no longer what you remember. It wants out, and it uses your nostalgia as bait. The clock struck midnight. The screen turned black. Then came a whisper. What's this? What's this? There's terror everywhere. The stream cut out. His channel disappeared the next morning. No archives. No memory. All that remained was a single thumbnail of Jack's face, slightly glitched, smiling just a little too wide. But every Halloween since, some viewers claim to find a flicker of the video buried in their suggested playlists. Just a second-long flash of Jacob's terrified face, Jack behind him, grinning. A new urban legend was born. They called it the Ambironaut haunting. In the days that followed Jacob's disappearance, his closest friend and collaborator, Mia Torres, found herself spiraling into the same rabbit hole. Mia had been the one who helped Jacob edit his footage, and after he vanished, she logged into their shared drive to check for clues. To her shock, the folder labeled Ambironaut_tape was completely wiped. No thumbnails, no files, just an empty void. But as she sat staring at the blank screen, the computer buzzed to life on its own. A window opened, showing a frozen frame. Jacob mid-sentence, eyes wide with terror, his mouth open as if caught in a silent scream. She reached to close the laptop, but the screen wouldn't respond. Then came a whisper from the speakers. We're not done with you. Mia bolted from her chair and slammed the lid shut. Her heart pounded in her chest like a war drum. At first, she convinced herself it was just a glitch. Maybe a residual file trying to re-index. But that night, she had the first dream. In it, she stood in Halloween Town, but it was far from the quirky, gothic village from childhood.